Welcome to Premier League predictions, game week 28. We've got some big games including Forest versus Man City, West Ham versus Newcastle, Manchester United versus Arsenal this weekend. So let's just get straight into these predictions. So we start at the City ground where Nottingham Forest take on Manchester City. A little bit of a dip in form for Nottingham Forest recently, as they haven't won in their last 5 matches, have they? They're drawing with Exeter, losing to Fulham, losing to Newcastle in a spirited loss, but Arsenal draw, which was a good point, and then only beating Ipswich via penalties in the Cup. City, well, they always do perform bad against the big sides. They always seem to roll over the smaller sides quite comfortably. They did beat Newcastle, remember, 4-0, but then they go and lose to Real Madrid. And Liverpool, they beat Spurs and Plymouth in the Cup. For a prediction on this one, I'm not so sure. I mean, you've got City in 4th. I mean, they'll overtake Forest with a win here, and stay in 3rd for the rest of the season. For a prediction, I'm going to go 2-1 Manchester City. I think they've got the form, they've got the bookies, and yeah, City will win this 2-1 with a Haaland getting a goal or two. Next, we go to the battle of the mid-table clubs in Brighton and Fulham at the Amex Stadium. Brighton in really good form. They've won 5 of the last 5, beating Chelsea twice, Southampton, Bournemouth and Newcastle. 2 of those were in the FA Cup though. Man United losing to Fulham last time out. Fulham getting the job done over them via penalty shootout. I'm not sure what United were doing in that shootout, letting Lindelof and Xerxes take the penalties of all people. Fulham, apart from losing to Palace, are in really, really good shape and really good form. Brighton have a lot of suspension. They've got Lamptey out, Kalioglu's out, but I think apart from that, no Wilson for Fulham, no Tete or Nelson for them. But I could see this, but I don't know what this will be. I'm just going for a safe. This could be anything. It genuinely could be anything. I'm going to go for a safe 1-1 because both sides are pretty good when it comes to. I think these 2 sides are both on an outside European push. So yeah, Brighton 1, Fulham 1. Next is Crystal Palace versus Ipswich. Ipswich looking to stay in this division with Delap up front, but I just can't see it. They're really, really in poor form, Ipswich, apart from beating Coventry in the Cup. Palace, really hitting good form now at the right time as well, as some other teams around them are dropping off. But no Mateta, obviously for Palace, probably till the rest of this season now, after that horror challenge from the Millwall keeper Roberts on the other day. So no Mateta, they'll be out without a goal scorer. Are they going to be in a bit of trouble here, Palace? Because you could definitely see that happening. But they've got Nketiah up front, who I don't think is Premier League quality, but he should still do the job up front for Palace, and they should still get over the line. Here against Ipswich for a prediction in this one. I'm going to go the same as the Millwall result and then go 3-1 to Crystal Palace, and they'll beat Ipswich and just cement that mid-table a little bit more. So Crystal Palace will win this by 3-1 over Ipswich Town. Next, we go to Anfield, where Liverpool take on Southampton. Liverpool beating PSG last night in the Champions League. Not sure how they won with just them 2 shots and 1 on target. PSG having like 27 or something like that. This generally could be anything, couldn't it? It's at Anfield, crowd be rocking. Liverpool, top of the league, but Southampton, top v bottom always ends in a draw. I probably won't go for that though, just because I don't think Southampton are quite up to scratch as Liverpool. In this one, conceding 8 goals in the last 2, 11 in the last 3. Southampton really, really poor. Will they break Derby's record? Probably not. I mean, I think they will get over above 11 points, but they are missing Bednarek and Ugachukwu. For this one, Liverpool knocking Gakpo. Gakpo has got a knock for Liverpool, so we'll be missing. For prediction in this one, I'm going to go 4-1 Liverpool. I think Southampton will score. I do. But I'm going to go 4-1 Liverpool, and they'll put more misery on the Saints. And get a step closer to win the league. So Liverpool win this 4-1. Next is Brentford versus Aston Villa at 5:30 on Saturday night. Brentford's home form and away form has flipped since January by the looks of things. Villa's away form has been generally poor this season. That's what makes them so low down the table. 16th in the league with their away form. Their home form has been superb. It's always very good at Villa Park, or the Dump as I like to call it. Yeah, I think Villa's away form's absolutely dreadful. Brentford's home form, it was top of the league. It's now in 7th, but because they've lost a few. But do I back Brentford to get a win here? I think I do. You know, I do fancy Brentford, and yeah, they got. I think Wissa and Burmo are just absolute ballers for Brentford right now. Villa, say the same less. I think they've got a few problems themselves, Aston Villa. But yeah, for prediction, I'm gonna go 2-1 to Brentford, just because I think the home form, Villa's away form, if this was at Villa Park, it'd be a completely different prediction. But yeah, I think Brentford can win this one 2-1, and Wissa and Burma will get the goals and take Brentford up the table. So then we have a Saturday night game on TNT Sports where Wolverhampton Wanderers take on Everton at Molineux. Both sides have seemed to have stalled a bit under the new managers. But Everton unbeaten in the last 4. They beat Palace in that time, drew with Liverpool and Manchester United, throwing that game away against Manchester United, if that doesn't serve me correctly. Drawing with Brentford. It's not a bad result away from home, is it? But David Moyes will want better than that. I think moving to the new stadium next season, they'll want to progress a bit more. They've got to sort the recruitment out if that is the case. Saturday night, under the lights at Molineux. I can see a Wolves win. I can. Because Mateus Cunha can just carry that team by 1 and just dominate the rest through it. Prediction on this one, I'm going to go... I can see Everton scoring. I'll go 2-1 Wolves. 2-1 Wolves sounds like a safe bet. They seem to be good, better under Vitor Pereira. I think Vitor Pereira, yeah, not João Pereira. But yeah, Wolves will get the job done 2-1 here and beat Everton, and David Moyes will have a loss again. Into Sunday's games, where Chelsea take on Leicester. Enzo Maresca facing his former side, Chelsea, on horrible form, but Leicester are on worse form. But Chelsea, Maresca will stay in the job if they win this, you'd imagine. I think you've definitely got to be looking at Enzo Maresca's job if they lose this. I know they beat Southampton, but anybody can beat Southampton at the moment. Chelsea, they're in the ballpark, aren't they? They are in the ballpark, and for top 4, but they're hanging on by the skin of the teeth. They keep losing. There's no Cole Palmer seems to be ghosting every game. But yeah, as for Leicester, Ruud van Nistelrooy, is he a coach? Don't think so. I don't think so. I think he'll get sacked if they lose this, which will be harsh on him, because with the materials he's worked with. But if you look at what Steve Cooper did, it's 10 times better. But yeah, for prediction, I'm going to go 3-0 Chelsea. Safe, home, Stamford Bridge, home win. Chelsea fans be up for this. And yeah, we'll keep Maresca in the job for just that little bit longer. So Chelsea, 3-0 winners over Leicester City. Well, a big game at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium as Big Ange and Tottenham Hotspur take on Bournemouth, who seem to have dropped off a bit like Forest, have dropped off in recent weeks. And yeah, you could definitely see them slipping back down to mid-table. They're no longer in the top 4 race. They're still 3 points off Chelsea, 4 points off Manchester City, but I can't see them getting into the top 4. As for Spurs, could I see them overtaking Bournemouth by the end of the season? Possibly. I think it'd be a bit of a big ask for Spurs. But yeah, I could definitely see it happening, but they're very inconsistent at Tottenham Hotspur under Big Ange, only drawing 3 all season. They play today in the Europa League against AZ Alkmaar. You'll probably know the result when this comes out on Thursday evening, but they're well and truly through anyway, because they are... it's the first leg, sorry, so they'll be fine. So this might tire them out a little bit, but yeah. Hopefully Spurs will have their injuries back of Van der Ven and Romero, because they definitely need those to get back to where they were last season. For a prediction in this one, I'm going to go Desmond. I'm going to go 2-2, and Spurs will get the draw, as much as Bournemouth won't like that. I think Bournemouth will want to win this, and yeah, but Spurs will get a draw here, 2-2, with the injuries coming back. Now an old rivalry spokes as Manchester United take on Arsenal. These two ages ago, we go for the Premier League title. About 20 years later, 20, 30 years later, they are, one's fighting for 15th in the Premier League, and one is in second, trying to fight for a title and silverware for the first time in absolutely ages. It's always a good game, this. Always a good game. I also find it interesting to watch. Ruben Amorim will have his side well drilled for this one, I think. They always seem to do well against the top sides, Man United, so I could definitely see them giving Arsenal a game here. Anthony Taylor, the ref, kind of wrecks it, unfortunately, but it should be alright. I think it's been alright recent weeks. United coming off that back of losing in the FA Cup, Arsenal coming off the back of winning 7-1 in Eindhoven by beating PSV in the Champions League, and they will be through and probably play Real Madrid in the next round, depending on what happens next week. Prediction on this one, I'm going to go 3-1 Arsenal. I think United maybe score first or equalise and get themselves back in the game, then Arsenal just take control after that. Yes, I am saying Arsenal will score more than 2 goals in a game with their strike problems, but then they did score 7 in the week. So yeah, Arsenal get the job done here and win 3-1 against United. Then we go to the Monday Night Football, where West Ham United taking on Newcastle United on Sky Sports main event and Premier League. West Ham under Graham Potter and got back-to-back wins after beating Arsenal and Leicester in the Premier League. Obviously didn't play last week due to the Cup. Newcastle, really poor form, losing to Liverpool, losing to Brighton. They're in trouble, Newcastle United, and this one could go generally any of 2 ways. Eddie Howe, I'm not sure what. I think he would get sacked if Newcastle don't get top 4 this season. Could generally see him losing his job and silly old Jason Tindall going with him. Is there an e-sack for Newcastle? Is there an e-sack? There is. There's Gordon after what he did stupidly in the FA Cup. Botman's doubtful. Botman seems to get injured every day of the week. No Somerville for West Ham. No Paquetá either. Prediction on this one, I'm going to go 3-2 West Ham. I'm going to go for a high-scoring game. Newcastle are always involved in these. And yeah, West Ham will win this 3-2 at Newcastle. And Eddie Howe will be under more pressure at Newcastle United. Thank you very much for watching Game Week 28 predictions for the Premier League. If you did like this video, please don't forget to drop a like, subscribe, share with friends or mates. And yeah, I'll see you all on the next one, which will be League One predictions Friday night or Saturday morning, depending on what time I have, because I am out tomorrow. But yeah, thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.